The Akashic Records can reveal so much about your life, your past, your present, your future. You can get just about any question answered within your records. However, even though the Akashic Records can reveal a lot to you, or you can receive a lot of insights and guidance, there are a few limitations to what the Akashic Records can truly reveal. And in this video, I want to share with you what you can and can't discover within your own Akashic Record. Now, the Akashic Records is your soul's library of all lifetimes. So it records everything as it relates to you, your soul's journey, your past, your present, and your future. And the things that you can uncover within the Akashic Records is you can uncover about your life purpose, your soul's mission throughout the Akashic Records, where you can really get that clear insights and guidance into what your soul has come here to do. You can also uncover about any past life incarnations. Now here you can uncover just to, if you want to find out about who were you in past lives, what kind of lives did you live, what kind of things did you do. But you can also use past life discovery to uncover what past lives are actually negatively affecting you today. Whether it is you had some really bad experience in past lives that are now kind of carrying over, that are still affecting you negatively in this lifetime. Or like I said, you can just uncover just about any lifetime that you would like to uncover. That is important for you to know. So past life discovery is really a great thing to do to just get to know who you are as a soul, what kind of things that you have experienced and learned, you as a soul. You can even tap into lifetimes within different dimensions. So not just past, but actually different dimensions as well. So that also kind of connects them with quantum jumping, where you can connect with different dimensions and soak in the beautiful frequencies. But that's a different topic. If you want to learn more about quantum jumping, there's a video in the description below that talks about that. But you can do that too by going through the Akashic Records. You can also uncover about soul contracts, any karmic lessons that you're meant to be learning, karmic ties, and also ancestral patterns, ancestral ties that are negatively affecting you in this life today. And then the more you uncover, you can actually heal deeply within the Akashic Records as well, rewriting the records of anything negative that happened that is affecting you today when you're uncovering all these things, whether it's past life, soul contracts, karmic, ancestral, or anything like that. When you're uncovering the things that are actually holding you back, even blocks and limitations, fears, doubts, all of those different things, you can then heal within the Akashic Records to rewrite those records that moving forward, it will then have that ripple effect that moving forward, that energy will not be with you anymore. So you're healing that by rewriting the negative imprint. So you're not necessarily rewriting the story because you can't change what happened, but you can rewrite the energetic imprint this whatever happened actually left behind. So you can rewrite that, and moving forward, you will feel this instead of what you felt before. Just as an example. You can also use the Akashic Records for future forecasting, where you can get insights into what can happen moving forward. What are the best things for you to do to, for example, step into living your life on purpose. The things that you're meant to be doing for your soul's mission, your path ahead. Those things that, moving forward, what can you do? What is to your highest and greatest good? And things like that. And even future forecasting in what may happen moving forward. Things like that. So it's absolutely powerful working with the Akashic Records to get some insights into your path moving forward. You can also find out about how to go about certain things. So let's say you want to find out, okay, you know what you're meant to be doing, but how can I best go about it? Because there are many ways you can go about things, right? But not all of those things are really in alignment with you. So when you work with the Akashic Records, you can actually find out, okay, how am I best to go about this? What are the things that are to my highest and greatest good that are really in alignment with my soul? So you're actually taking actions that you are meant to be taking, that are in alignment with you, rather than doing things that you think you should do, which can cause a lot of interference and frantic energy, and can cause you to self-sabotage yourself from actually moving forward. So you can find out about those things as well, like the things that are to your highest and greatest good, even about things that are actually out of alignment. You can find out about that too. What is in alignment, what is out of alignment. Anything that is out of alignment, you can say, okay, what would be in alignment? What are the things that I can do instead of this to really be in alignment with my soul's path, with my soul's blueprint? You can even find out about your soul's origin. Where did your soul come from? Your very first lifetime. You can also find out about if you're Earth seed or star seed, like your galactic soul's origin, because you've had both. You've had earthly lifetimes as an Earth seed. This could be an Atlantean, a Lemurian, or you could also have the galactic lifetimes from Arcturian, Sirians, Pleiadians, and any of those star seeds. You can find out about that within the Akashic Records as well. And what were your traits and those type of things? What kind of life did you live in that, as that very first lifetime, or as the galactic being that you were? And you can find out so much, but all as it relates to you and your soul's journey. So that's the things that you can uncover. And actually, that's just a small list. There's so much more that you can do. Actually, any questions that you have as it relates to you, you can receive insights from within the Akashic Records. Now, let's talk about the things that you can't uncover within the records. For one, you cannot find out about another person or their journey, only as it relates to you. Let's say you are in a relationship. Now, the one thing you can do is you can find out about what are you meant to learn from being in this relationship. How can you be more of a loving partner, things like that. So you can find out about anything as it relates to you, never about the other person. So you can't ask, well, what is my loved one's soul's purpose? When will my spouse finally start loving me again, or things like that? Those things you cannot uncover, because that would be in their Akashic Records, and you cannot just tap into another person's records. There are spiritual laws. You cannot just tap into another person's Akashic Records. That is a big no-no. You would always have to get permission to access another person's records. But then you cannot access their records because it's more like a self-serving kind of reason for why you want to access another person. It's always to help another person. But you cannot find out about another person as it relates to them, because that would be written in their records, not in your records. Your Akashic Records is all about you, your soul's journey, you as a soul. So it's all about you. The only way you can find out about another person is as it relates to you, that interconnectedness, things like that, but never actually about another person. That would be then written in their own Akashic Records. Now, another thing you can uncover in the Akashic Records is how to win the lottery or the winning lottery numbers. That also you won't be able to uncover within the Akashic Records. And also, when are you going to die, or how are you going to die? And the reason why is because, that there may be a failsafe that you just don't want to know that. Because there are certain things that your consciousness will protect you from that. So unless you're very evolved, you will not be able to find out when you're going to die or how you're going to die. Because like I said, there's like an internal fail-safe, because if you were to know, that is frightening, right? You wouldn't be living your life anymore. You would be only living your life until basically I know, I'm going to die at this time or whatnot. So that's another thing you won't uncover. Now, another thing you can't uncover is exact information, meaning when is something going to happen? How exactly is something going to happen? And this is more so about future forecasting. So let's say you were to want to find out about, what's going to happen over the next 12 months or whatnot. You will get somewhat of a framework of possibilities, because when you're receiving any future forecasting, and this also relates to any future forecasting, let's say you're going to see a psychic or you're doing card readings or anything like that, it is always a possibility. It is never set in stone. And the reason why is, for one, you have free will. And two, there's always divine timing. And here I give an example. Years ago, I had actually done a reading for myself, within my Akashic Records, to find out when will I meet my partner. Well, I was getting the guidance that it was June, I don't remember the date, I think it was June 14th or just June in that year, and it's going to be in a coffee shop. Well, you see, the thing is, yes, in a way I wanted to meet someone, but deep down I wasn't ready. I still had so much healing to do, so much clearing, and deep down I was simply not ready. Yes, I wanted to be with someone. I didn't want to be alone anymore, but deep down I was simply not ready. So June came around and nothing happened. So was the guidance wrong? No, it was not. It was a possibility, Because since I was not ready, deep down, I was not ready to meet that person. Well, I may have met him not knowing that I did. Maybe we walked across path and I wasn't aware of it because I was not ready for that, right? So that's the thing when it comes to the Akashic Records. You will get a possibility. Anything that you are, any insights that you're gaining from within the Akashic Records that's future forecasting based, it is always just a possibility. It's never set in stone because, like I said, free will. In my case, I was not ready, so my free will prevented me from actually going to a coffee shop in June. So it wasn't that I was there every single day. I didn't go, actually. I just didn't make it there. There was no reason for me to go, and I wasn't just gonna sit there and like looking around waiting for my, Prince Charming to walk in. So because of the free will, I did not go. I did not meet this person because I was not ready for it. And like I said, divine timing, it also is at play. If you're not ready for it, or if you may have not learned something that you need to learn in order to be ready for it, then that too, it will not happen. So that's why whatever guidance you receive from within the Akashic Records, it's never set in stone. It is always a possibility. Because like I said, you always have free will and there's divine timing at play. But other than that, you can find out just about anything within the Akashic Records. Any question that you have as it relates to you, you can receive insights and guidance from within the Akashic Records. So you will never not know an answer to your question. And if you would like to learn how to work with your Akashic Records, if this really intrigues you, really finding out all these things about yourself and about your path and your past, your present and your future and all of those things, I want to invite you to join me in a free 6-day journey where I will teach you how to easily access and work with your Akashic Records so you can start getting that clear and accurate guidance. So over those 6 days, I will really teach you that simple process of how to start working with the Akashic Records. If that is of interest to you, there's a link in the description below. You can sign up and get started right away with the very first lesson. And I would be honored if you were to join me, if you were to allow me to teach you how to work with the Akashic Records. I cannot tell you how much my life changed ever since I started working with the Akashic Records back in 2016. So many beautiful things have happened. I received guidance and insights. I always knew what exactly I meant to be doing, how to go about it, what is holding me back, and those type of things. And you also have that ability. And if you ever wondered, if anyone can read the Akashic Records, if you actually have that ability, let me tell you, yes, you can. And there's a video in the description below that I want to invite you to watch where I actually talk more about who can read the Akashic Records. So if that is of interest to you, also link is in the description below. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button, share it maybe with someone, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Be sure to check out this video here about can anyone read the Akashic Records, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video, and I hope you're going to join me in my free 6-day journey. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.